Another BU workout challenge of the week, brought to you by BU Fitness. If you enjoy our workouts, definitely like our page. Today we are doing a resistance band workout. We're doing upper body and we are doing core. So we are doing band rows, band reverse flies, band oblique twists. You get your 2-minute rest and then you go into single arm chest presses, band of vertical victory raises, and then the Pallof press. So how this works, it's a countdown. So you would do 15 of each movement for the first circuit. Go as slow and as moderate as you need. Take whatever rest you need in between the circuits if you feel like you're getting pretty worked up. And then you do 12 and 10, and the same thing, you get your 2-minute rest, and then you go into the next circuit, you do 12 of each of those movements, 10 and 8. Then afterwards, you would rest and do a nice cool down. So make sure, don't forget to always warm up, actively warm up, get those muscles warm, and then get into it. So let's go ahead and go over everything. Our first exercise in this circuit is banded rows. Grab a moderate weight that you can work up to 15 reps. I would say you want to be able to feel the burn, feel the pump. After, once you get to the 12 to 15 mark, it should be pretty challenging. If you feel like it's too challenging, at the 12 mark, drop the weight and lower it and finish up your set. So we're going to get feet underneath hips. I'm going to have slight bend in my knees, so I don't want everyone to lock my knees out. I'm going to have my rib cage down, keep my core on, keep with it, and activate. Have my arms extended, and I'm going to get my shoulders back and retract. Shoulders are down and back. I'm not overextending with my rib cage. I'm keeping everything nice and down and back. Right? Knuckles facing forward. My knuckles should always be lined up with my wrists. You deal with that? We're going to cross the body. We're squeezing it. Shoulders back and back. We're squeezing the shoulder blades together. Hold. And then come back to center. Breathe out. Deep breath in. Row. Should line up around the chest area. Shoulders should be down and away from the ears. And back. Hold. Core on. Back. Row in. Hold. Shoulder blades together. Elbows shouldn't be facing down. Should be up and level with the chest. Neck should be nice and neutral. If it feels like you're bobbing your head forward, that means the weight is too heavy. You want to always have your chin slightly tucked in and have it about apple space in your neck, or about fist. So if you need to check, get your fist, bring it up. That's the space you want to keep tight, nice, tucked in, and shoulders back and back. Breathe out. You'd be doing 15 reps in the first, 12, and then 10. So go through your circuit. Let's go ahead and get to the next. The second movement in our circuit is band reverse flies. So let's go ahead and get into it. These ones might be a little bit tougher. You're using those smaller muscles in your back. So I usually go with a lighter weight at first, since you have to do 15 reps. We want to, just like the reverse or the rows, we're going to get our feet hip width apart. Slight soft knee, so our knees aren't locked out because we don't want to pass out if we're working really hard. I'm going to get my shoulders back and packed. So a good idea, a way to do it is to push your shoulders back or to your fists up. They should be packed and next to the sides. I'm going to take a deep breath in, quick breath out to brace, and then I'm going to pull the bands apart. Don't come any wider. Stop at the shoulders. Pinch the shoulder blades together. Come back. Breathing out. We don't want to get too wide. We don't want to angle our fist down at all because it can inhibit our shoulder movement. With it, pack those shoulders together. Deep breath out. You hold for about 1 to 3 seconds at that end point. And we always breathe out. Make sure you're always breathing and controlling and keeping that core on. Let's do one more. Shoulders are back. And back. I'm going to go ahead and down it from behind. We come forward, shoulders back, down and back. We open it up, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then go beyond my shoulders, and then bring it back to the center. Let's go ahead and get to our third movement. Banded oblique twist. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with a moderately good weight that I can handle. I'm going to grab it from the outside, just like so, and I should be across the body. My other hand is going to come on the inside and support the other outside hand. Shoulders are down. I'm going to go ahead and twist with my obliques and with my core. My feet should be about hip width apart, slight bend in the knees. I'm squeezing my glutes. Quick breath out before I even start engaging the band. I'm going to get my core on. And then I'm going to keep my arms nice and straight. I'm going to twist with my core. I'm going to bring it across the body. Come to the outside of the hip. Hold for about 1 to 2 seconds and come back in. We're breathing out, taking a deep breath in, shoulders are back and packed, using that core, hold, and breathe out. Nice and easy. Again. Hold, and breathe out. And you're fighting that resistance the whole time. Then you would do the other side. So the same setup, you just want to come across the body, go from behind so you can see what it looks like from behind. Shoulders across the body, I'm reaching and keeping my hips nice and straight out. I'm not twisting. My hips are nice and stable. I'm grabbing from the across, and then from the inside, I'm supporting that hand, shoulder back, and I'm just rotating through that posterior chain. Again. Hold. Let's do one more. There. That's our third movement in our first circuit. Let's go ahead and get to the second circuit. The first movement of our second circuit is single arm chest press. I'm going to bring my bands to a lower position. If you have a door connector, go ahead and bring it down to the side of the door and close the door and have it about knee to hip width, in between knee to hip width. I'm going to go ahead and get an overhand grip, have the band over on my forearm. I'm going to line up, get my shoulders back. I'm going to have my feet hip width apart, soft knees because we don't ever want to lock out. I'm going to engage my glutes, make sure I'm driving my feet to the ground and keeping my rib cage down. Quick breath out to brace to make sure everything's up and in. Keep my shoulders down and away from my ears. I'm going to go ahead and use my opposite arm to help counterbalance. From here, I'm going to take a deep breath in and press out. Bring it back in. Hold for about 1 to 2 seconds and then bring it back in. We're extending, pushing through, bringing the shoulder back, coming up. Make sure you keep your chin tucked in. We don't want our heads bobbing out. You want to keep a good space, about fist space. And when you bring it and come up, I want you to think about squeezing the pecs. So when you're pressing, I want you to think about squeezing in between the pectoral minor and the arm. So we're actively squeezing and actively thinking about activating that chest. Now let's go ahead and get into our next movement. Let's get into our second movement. We are doing our band vertical victory raise. So it should still be in the lower position. You know, you're using 2 bands at this time. Set. I'm going to go ahead and start at my hip. In front of my hip bones. My knuckles should be forward and lined up with my wrist. My wrist should never be bent. I'm going to have a soft knee, hip width apart. Make sure my rib cage is down. My core is engaged. Keep breath in, keep breath out. I'm going to raise up, just like so, and bring it back down. That's 1. If you feel like the resistance is pretty heavy, just move a little bit closer. Or go to a lower resistance. Again, take a deep breath in. You pause at the top, shoulders start down and back. We're squeezing the shoulder blades together. And down, away from the ears. Shoulders are coming up by the ears. Nice down and nice long neck, and we're looking forward. Chin is tucked. We breathe out. We hold for about 1 to 3 seconds at the top. Nice and controlled the whole time. And with this movement, you're creating a Y movement. So you're coming up, creating a Y or victory, and bringing it back down to the hip area, or in front of the hips. All right, let's go ahead and get into our last movement. Our last and final movement that we're doing today is a traditional Pallof press. Now, if you've noticed, I moved my bands from the knee height all the way up to the shoulder and head height. Usually with this one, you want to have it about chest to shoulder. Mine's a little bit higher, but I advise you to do between, at least around the chest to shoulder. So if you have a door frame adjustment, bring it around chest. It would be a little bit more easier to do. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my band. I'm going to take a couple steps out. I'm going to be facing laterally towards the band. I'm going to take my hand on the inside, grip right to my chest. I'm going to take my opposite hand and grip over the top of that hand. Just like so. So I can put them together. I can bring my fingers together to keep it more even, or if you want, you can do the outside hand and bring the inside in. So you can have a little bit more support. Either way is feasible, whatever you're comfortable with. So you bring it together. I'm going to do the fingers looping fingers, come together, just like so, right here. I'm gonna keep it in the middle of my chest. I'm gonna have a slightly soft knee. I'm gonna take a deep breath in, deep breath out. I'm gonna squeeze my glutes, shoulders are down and back. Take a deep breath in, quick breath out, and then I'm gonna just push away. I'm gonna fight that resistance the whole time. My whole reasoning behind this is keep this weight, the resistance in the middle of my chest, because it's gonna be pulling me the whole time. Act like there's a big string going from the middle of your chest out, and you're pulling that string out, and you're fighting it, and you wanna keep it in that nice straight line. Breathe out, breathe in, always doing diaphragm breathing. Out, keeping that chin tucked in. Hold for about 1 to 3 seconds, and then bring it in. 1, 2, 3 seconds in. 1, 2, 3 seconds out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 seconds in. I would suggest doing all these movements with a slight tempo, about 1 to 3. So you would do, how tempo works, you would do an ascent for up to 1, 2, or 3. So I would suggest 3. 1 second, 2 second, 3. We hold at the end point. 1, 2 seconds. Bring it back in for 3. 1 second, 2 second, 3. And hold for 1 to reset. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This develops a lot more control and develops stability, and it can reduce any types of injury, and it just helps develop a lot of stability, a lot better than just repping them out at first. So it's always good to do tempo work at first when you're getting into a circuit or when you're just starting a new movement out, just giving it a try out. Nice and controlled movement is the way you want to go, especially with bands or any kind of weight, if you're not used to doing those kind of things. So this was our BU Fitness workout for the day. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. Definitely visit my website. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to hear from you. And you have a wonderful day, guys, and let's get into working out.